there are a couple things you can do as a guy to make your dating life like 10 times better. Unfortunately, probably at least one of the best things you can do, though, is going to be the hardest thing to do, the thing that 99% of people are never going to do. Now, the things that I would recommend, the things that I've done, are number one, going out into the real world and talking to women. Ideally, a lot of women. Unless you just unless like the first girl that you talk to just ends up being your girlfriend for the rest of your life. Ideally, you should talk to a lot of women. And this is going to be the hard thing to do that most people will never do, especially with dating apps now. Like, a lot of people complain about how dating apps suck and blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't have to use dating apps. Like, delete those things off your phone, go out into the real world, talk to girls. This will improve your skills so much with women, like so much. Even if you just get rejected by like pretty much every girl you talk to, and then the way you date women is you meet them from dating apps, you meet them within a social circle, it'll still just improve you so much as a man and make you so much more attractive and make you so much just better with women. Like, it will. Like, what kind of guy is attractive? One thing that makes a person very attractive, not just other women, but just other man and just likable in general, is, especially as a man, the kind of man that does things that are uncomfortable. The type of man who is willing to put in the work to do things that are uncomfortable, to do things that most other people would not do. This is what creates the type of man that is attractive. And, going out and talking to women in real life, especially if you're just approaching them cold, if you have social anxiety or fear around that, like a lot when I did when I was younger, doing this type of thing will just improve your social skills so much, will make your personality so much stronger, will make you so much more attractive. And like, for me, it just improved my social skills, my dating skills, like times 1,000. This is the thing you got to realize, is like, being good with women is just all social skills. That's pretty much all it is. Like, it's not how much money is in your bank account. It's not how big your muscles are. It is your social skills. Sorry to tell you, but that's it. What probably way easier to get big muscles or to make more money than it is to increase your social skills with women. At least if you are like how I was, can be terrifying to go up to a woman or to make a move on a woman, on a girl that you're really, really into. And the best way to get over this fear, to increase your social skills, is to go out and just talk to a lot of women. Whether it be out at social events or in a bar, on the street or whatever, talk to a lot of women. Do this when you are young. Not even will it, it won't only just improve your dating life, it'll improve like a lot of aspects of your life. Like, just doing things that are hard to do it'll make you such a much better person. It'll turn you into a man. Let's get into the easier stuff you can do. A big thing you can do, big reason why I'm here right now in a foreign country, is you can travel, or you can live, or even just straight up move to a different country. There is going to be some country that you can go to, I don't care what you look like, where you look exotic in that country. If you live in the United States, for example, like especially if you're in a bigger city, there is so much diversity in the United States. Even it kind of doesn't matter what you look like, what country you're from, you're really not that exotic. Like, for example, my skin is very, very light, very European looking. I'm in the Dominican Republic right now. There are a lot of like very dark, like African people living here. In the city in Santo Domingo, there are not a lot of tourists. I am extremely exotic looking here. Like, this basically just an easy hack for dating for me. Like, it is way easier for me to get much better looking girls here than it is in the United States. Like, I'm just much more exotic looking here. it's just easier, especially if I'm using, dating apps like Tinder. Tinder doesn't work for me in the United States. Like, I'll get like 1 or 2 dates a year if I put in a ton of work. Here, dating apps still kind of suck. You still got to put in a lot of work, but here I can get much better looking women much easier. I can get a lot more dates much easier. Travel too. Even if you're not sort of like going to places where you're more exotic looking and your looks and your accent help you get girls, still just traveling and just having those experiences will just make you more attractive, right? It'll make you just get more life experience. You're a more interesting person. You have more experiences. You're doing things that are that are scary. That if you're traveling, you're probably putting yourself out of your comfort zone. And when you go traveling, I'm not like, don't just go to like resorts. Like in the Dominican Republic, for example, most of the tourists I think go to Punta Cana, which is basically just like a beach resort. It's in the Caribbean. Or you can go to like Cancun and just stay in the beach resorts. It's not really what I'm talking about when I'm talking about traveling. I'm talking about like going and actually, maybe learning the language that they speak there. Go and interact with the native people that live there. Experience the culture. Like, travel all over the world. Like, if you travel all over the world, like, you're gonna be a more attractive person, which is gonna help you in your dating life. Another thing I've noticed too, which I assume this is probably the case for a lot of people, is like when I am traveling, it is much more easy for me to just be social with random strangers, which makes it a lot easier for me to go up to a random girl on the street and just start chatting with her. I'm just in a good mood when I'm traveling. Like if you're on a vacation, especially, you're not working, you're much more stress-free. Maybe you're with your friends, you're just hanging out, having fun, just talking all the time. Or especially if you're traveling by yourself, you kind of have to talk to strangers and you kind of force yourself to socialize. It's just a lot easier to go up to the girl you find attractive and just strike up a conversation with you. I have found this to be very, very true. Even when I was younger, I remember going on vacations at the beach and I was very shy and afraid of girls when I was younger, but I have memories of just going, like the first girl that I made out with, I was traveling, I was on vacation at the beach, my dad took me and my brother, and it was just so easy for me. I could just go up to girls and just be like, hey, where are you from? And just totally natural. I don't know what it was, but just when I'm traveling, I think I'm in a much better mood. Another thing too is, especially if you live in like a small town, like you go travel, it's anonymous. Like it's less scary, I think, to go up to girls when you're traveling, because if you mess up, like, she doesn't know all your friends. Like, you're never going to see that person again. It's just way more risk-free like that. It just makes it a lot easier. Another thing that ties into traveling, by the way, is learn a foreign language. Like, I put a lot of effort into learning Spanish, and now my girlfriend only speaks Spanish. Like, she doesn't know any English. Our relationship is completely in Spanish. That wouldn't have been possible if I didn't put in the work beforehand to learn Spanish. Actually, I have another channel, by the way. I put a perfect moment to put in a plug for it. It's called The Language Lion, if you're interested in learning a different language. That channel doesn't teach a specific language. I don't teach Spanish on that channel. What I do is I teach optimal ways of learning a second language. So it's perfect if you're interested in that. You can go check out my other channel. And with the internet now, by the way, it is way easier than ever before to learn a foreign language, just like it's way easier to become a millionaire, like the video I just made before this. Super, super easy. It's super easy to travel too, by the way. Back in the day, you would have had to take like a wooden ship across the sea that would have taken months to go travel. Or if you live in a small town, to go to a bigger city where there are way more women to choose from, you would have had to take like a wooden thing with wooden wheels that's super uncomfortable, that's being pulled by horses or whatever. These journeys that would have taken months. Probably would have taken much more money to do. It is so easy to travel now. Let's see, I had another thing probably that I could have talked about. My voice is starting to go now, but these are just some ways that you can really hack your dating life. Becoming rich is not one of them. Money can help you with your dating life, but I think the main way it can help is just through travel, to be honest, or to live in an area where there are a lot of women. Forget if I mentioned this, but if you go and live in a bigger city, like if you just move to a place where there are more women, more good-looking girls, like if you've never been to like, Miami, I've actually never been there, but I'm sure there's a lot of good-looking women there. I've heard a lot of models. San Diego, I've been there. You like, if you're living in a place where you just walk outside, you walk to the grocery store and you just see beautiful women all over the place every single day. Like, if you've never been to New York City and Manhattan in general, you can walk all over the place. You will just see girls 10 out of 10s all over the place. Especially in Manhattan, go to the Soho district, which is the fashion district in Manhattan. There's also like a university there. Go there. You will see more beautiful women in like an hour than you've probably seen in like an entire month from where you live now. Like, it is insane. But living in a place like Soho district in Manhattan or San Diego or Miami, those places are very, very expensive to live. So this is a way that making more money can help you hack your dating life. These are a bunch of ways that, like, if you do all these things, you even do just one of these things, your dating life can just 10 times, 100 times what it currently is.